Okay, guys, so I wanted to give you a little help video on how to take everything we've learned and put it all into one thing. So if you look on your help sheet that I gave you, um, these next couple of problems, basically we're starting like, say for example, you can start on the far right where they give you the number of particles and you're trying to go all the way to the number of grams. So basically it's going to be a two-step problem where you have to convert from particles to moles and then moles to grams. Okay, so there's going to be two conversion factors in the same problem. Same thing if you're going from mass to particles. Okay, it doesn't matter if it's molecules or whatever. You're going to go from mass to moles then to particles. So you have to go through the moles before you get to the anything else. So let me give you an example. So in problem number 14 here, it gives you 22 grams of CO2. Okay, and it wants you to calculate the number of molecules. Well, we're going to have to go in steps because if you look at the roadmap, the only way you can go is up, right? From mass, the only way you can go is up 2 moles. So when you do that, it's going to be 22 grams of CO2, right? We always start problems with whatever we're given, and we're given 22 grams. So now we're going to do this, and the conversion factor that you will use to go from mass to moles is 1 mole of CO2 over grams of CO2. Well, what are they talking about in grams? Remember, you have to calculate the molar mass. So over here, I have 1 carbon and 2 oxygens. Carbon is going to be 12.01, and 2 oxygens, 2 times 16, is going to be 32. Okay, so when I add that together, it's going to be 44.01 grams. But I'm not done yet. So my grams cancel, but I'm in moles. But I'm not looking for moles. What am I looking for? Number of molecules. So now I'm in the middle of my roadmap, and now I need to go down the road to particles. So remember, if you're going down the road, you use the conversion factor of 1 mole of CO2 at the bottom, and then 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd molecules of CO2. Now, so what you'll do in this problem is you're going to multiply by 2 fractions, right? So literally what I would do in my calculator is put these fractions in parentheses. So I would say 22 times, in parentheses, 1 divided by 44.01, end the parenthesis, and then hit times again, 6.02 times 10, and you use the EE button to the 23rd, divided by 1, and you should end up with 3.01 times 10 to the 23rd power. Okay, so your answer here should equal 3.01 times 10 to the 23rd molecules of CO2. Okay. All right. Well, 15 and 16, what if they give you the molecules and you're trying to find grams? Okay. So in this problem, they want to know number of grams. Well, you're going to do the opposite of what we just did. So you're going to start your problem out with, and I'm going to write it down here because I really don't have the room. Okay. So we're going to write it at the bottom here. So in 15, we're starting out with 9.03 times 10 to the 23rd molecules. Okay. Now, so we're starting on the right-hand side of the roadmap. We're going to go up the road. When you go up the road, it tells you it's 1 mole, okay, of H2S over 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd molecules, right? Okay, so molecules cancel, but I'm not looking for moles, am I? I'm in moles, but I'm not looking for moles. I'm looking for grams. So I need to go now down the road on my roadmap to mass and grams. So if I'm going down the road, 1 mole goes down here, and I need grams right there. Okay, but I need to know how many grams of that I have, right? So what do we have to calculate? Molar mass. So I have 2 hydrogens and 1 sulfur. Hydrogen's atomic mass is 1.01, but I have 2 of them. So it's going to be 2.02 plus 1 sulfur. Sulfur is 32.01 0.06. Okay, so my molar mass is going to be 34.08. Okay, and now once again, I'm going to multiply by my fractions, right? Okay, so I'm going to take 9.03 EE, right? 23 times the fraction 1 over 6.02 EE 23 times 34.08. And that's going to give me 51.12 grams of H2S. Okay? So you've done these problems before, but you've never done them in a combined matter, okay, or combined format. So if you have questions, please ask, okay? So there's going to be a worksheet that follows this, and just if you need to reference back, just come back and reference back of how I set these up. Because honestly, the only thing, the setup is going to be the same. So if I'm looking for molecules, you're going to use this first setup. If I'm looking for grams and I have particles, you're going to use this setup. Now, the thing that's going to change in the setups is what you were given in the problem and, oops, sorry, and the molar mass, right? Now, the location of these is going to be the same, but the number will be different because the number they give you will be different, and then the molar mass will be different because they're going to be using a different compound. So really, that's the only thing that changes when you're setting these problems up, okay? So I hope you guys do well, and if you need my help, please don't hesitate to ask, okay? I'll talk to you soon. Bye.